trail food, backpack food, preparedness food, emergency food, whatever you want to call it. Basically, I just want to talk about MREs and freeze-dried options. So you're going to have your non-freeze-dried, freeze-dried options, okay? And how I use them and how maybe you can use them. And this is not something that I think most people are unfamiliar with anymore. You know, MREs are very readily available. Now the price has really gone up since the last, year and a half. And as far as freeze-dried stuff, I think the price has stayed the same, but demand might have increased. So you might see some limited quantities places, you know, your outdoor stores or things like that. So first of all, I want to say I did a nice backpacking trip this weekend, and I wanted to film this out in the field and do a cool backdrop. It was out in Mount Rainier National Park. It was a really nice day out, super sunny, had a cool backdrop with the mountain in the background and everything. And I did the video, and I lost all the video audio. So this is take two. So please bear with me. Hopefully I can still give you the good information minus the cool backdrop. So like I said, MREs. Okay, so first off, I want to go over what I think is the pros on MREs, right? It is totally self-contained. Everything you need for you could argue a day's worth of rations is in this bag, and all you need to do is grab a bag and everything's in it. You're good to go, right? That is a huge upside. If you've never seen the inside of one, I encourage you to pick one up and just kind of rifle through it. And it's not bad food, you know, some people don't like it. And what it just comes in little packets like this. This is the not freeze-dried stuff, okay? More little packets, each one's labeled. It comes with a little variety pack of the condiments, your chewing gum, paper towel, salt, sugar, things like that. A little bit of hot sauce. This is the heater package, right? You drop a little water in there and put your little meal pouch in it, and then it warms it up. It reacts with water, and it makes it really, really hot for a little while. You know, more snacks. It's a totally self-contained meal, and it comes with utensils and all that stuff. So, like I said, it is a meal ready to go. Shouldn't be a big surprise to anybody. They come in all sorts of flavors. One box is going to have 12. You got two different types of boxes, A and B box, unless something's changed. And they typically run, or should run, around, I would say, between 60 to 70 bucks, $60, $75. Again, times have changed, and I am seeing prices double that pretty easily. And it's, you know, probably people trying to take advantage of the situation. So that's an MRE, pretty simply put. Now keep in mind, since it is wet, it is going to have a shelf life that is not anything close to something that's freeze-dried. It's going to be more along the lines of 5 years. So if you go out and you're buying MREs for long-term stuff, think about that. Maybe you don't want to go all in on something like that, and definitely look at the dates, because the dates are on the outside of the box of when it was packaged. So 5 years, you can stretch it out, you know, just do a little bit of research and your due diligence on what you're going to use it for and the dates. It's like any other food, right? It does expire over time. And I have ran across a couple in my old career of spoiled MREs, whether it was due to keeping them in high heat or freezing temperatures, I don't know, but every now and again you would open one and one of the individual packets might be spoiled, like the bread or something like that, and you just toss it and the rest of it's usually good to go. So, you know, that's the MRE in a nutshell, if you didn't already know. And also what I do like about the MREs is the outside bag. You can stuff everything in there and roll back up and then take your garbage with you, right? So the other option, Mountain House. It doesn't have to be Mountain House. There's tons of brands out there. Mountain House is what I like. they've got the meals that I enjoy to eat. So that's why I go with Mountain House, and they taste good and they're reasonably priced on the higher end, but there are some that are much more expensive than this. So freeze dried. This is going to last until it's going to last my lifetime. Okay, but downside, it's freeze dried, so there's no water in here. You got to pack your water if you want to. I'm not going to say if you want to eat it, because you can eat it just right out of the bag, and it'd be a weird meal and it'd be a total waste. You wouldn't be able to enjoy it, but you would get nutrition. If you want to enjoy it, you're going to have to bring water with you, and you're going to have to bring a way to boil that water, because you're going to have to essentially reconstitute and cook these. So you're going to have to do something like a little camp stove like this, a little MSR deal, a little camp setup deal. You have to have one of these. You're going to have a spoon with you. There's an MRE spoon. They sell these too. This is probably what you're going to have if you're going with the freeze-dried route. You are boiling water, but I carry water purification. So filtration, purification, something like that to have drinking water. So if I'm going with the freeze-dried route, it's the package of food and all your kind of support gear for your cooking, right? You kind of got to carry a little mini kitchen with it. Okay, so ups and downs. One's not necessarily better than the other. So that's for backpacking. So like if you want to keep something in the car for an emergency, are you going to keep water to cook it? Are you going to keep a way to cook it? Are you going to have a little setup to cook it if you need it? Or do you just want something you can reach in there and grab out a little bar from like this? Up to you. Your situation is going to dictate on what you want to get from it. So long-term storage, this one's probably not going to do so good, and this one will do so good, So if you see a bunch on sale, you want to pick them up, throw them on the shelf and forget about it. They're there when you need them. It's good to go. Okay, that's one way to do it. Then I always, mostly hiking or hunting or anything like that, when I'm spending a majority of time outside several days in a row, I'm going to have something like this, supplementation, little metrics, protein bar, meal replacement bars. I just really like them, and it's a lot, I feel, in a little package. So one of those and a liter of water, and I'm good to go for quite some time after that. Also, the MREs nowadays, they're starting to come out with some pretty good stuff. Oftentimes, you're going to find that an MRE is going to have a little pouch of the, the granola with milk and blueberries inside of it, labeled Mountain House. So it's also a combination of both, right? But it'll be not the ones you got to cook with hot water. This one's just to add cold water and let it sit for a little bit, like a granola cereal type deal. And that's what you're going to have in the MRE ones. But of course, things change, so don't quote me on it. These MREs and Mountain Houses are constantly changing based on different menus they keep coming out with. So for me, if I'm doing a multi-day backpacking trip, I'm going to have a combination of both MREs and Mountain House. Mountain House for me is going to be more towards the end of the day, evening, when I'm maybe in a camp and I can have the luxury of time and whatever, set up a little cooking area and have the time to cook everything. That's when I'll probably go to a Mountain House. When I'm going to go reach for the MRE type deal is when I just want a quick snack and I want to keep going on whatever I'm doing. And I don't want to mess with cooking water. So they both have their place, and I learned this by making the mistake of only taking one of the other one, or only taking the Mountain House while my buddy I was with hunting, he had only MREs. What ended up happening, we ended up just trading back and forth. He had the quick snacks and I had the meals covered. So it worked out, but I learned a lot from that. So whatever it is, whatever you're doing it for, just, don't be afraid to crack these things open, give them a try, and know what you're getting into. By all means, it's like any other type of gear, equipment, preparations, or whatever you're doing, get familiar with the stuff you're using, and use it as as often as you can, as things permit, and get familiar with it, and you'll know what you're looking for whatever situation you're in. So I just wanted to share that little bit with you. It's just a little bit of experience I had from previous backpacking and hunting trips, and packing cars for winter emergency kits and things like that. So I thought it might be useful, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So thanks again for tuning in, and please stay tuned for more great stuff coming up. Thank you.